Hello again, that's me. As you can see, we hit the affiliate. We have our first subscriber, and I think I have outdone myself today. So I am playing the bass, but what we heard, the guitar, I also played this, but I looped it on the looper. So yeah, that took a bit of an effort to prepare everything before the stream, and we managed to do everything. I think it worked. I think you heard everything. So that's pretty nice. Thank you, the BK line. And very nice to see you all here. Hoverboard, coming very early. Hello, hello, welcome. The BK line, hello, and everyone else just lurking in. Very, very nice to see you here. Phew. Let me put down my instruments and let's get down to it. Now, I have a few more steps to do than usually because I have to turn off the looper and the amplifier. So, hang on, I just need to dive under the desk, do this, and I will be right back. I'll leave you with the chirping birds. And you can, in the meantime, have a look at our departure airport. There we go. Okay, that one nice and quick. Harvard, thank you for subscribing. That's number 2, amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome our first subscribers. They are the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. Let me replay that. 10 minutes until landing. Hey, very nice to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Second one, and the second one. Hoverboard, hoverboard, thank you. You come in with a bang. That's very nice and very generous of you. I'm really happy to have you here. This is all new to me, and I barely got used to all the tools I had, and now I have a few more. So stay tuned for all the mishaps that are going to happen. Phew, today we are flying, continuing the VFR tour in Poland. We are flying from Wrocław to Jelenia Góra, and then we'll do the second leg, unless we run out of time, but this should be totally doable. I really hope we can do that. I'll show you what we'll be doing in just a second. So. The BK line. Amazing. Thank you. So we have the big 3. That's just amazing. All the first 3 places are already taken. Whoa. It is a new feeling to me. I'm new to this journey, so I'm very happy you're here with me. I'm still learning, and I know you're here to help, so that's great. Phew, let's go. If everything is wrong in the stream, please let me know. I got rid of the shimmer on the edge of the green screen, so I hope it is fine today. Audio levels should be fine. Let me kick off the music, and we will go. Okay, the music is there. I think we can get rid of the birds. I'm just dealing with a ton of my switches. V Matrix V, hey, thank you, very nice to see you here. I think I saw the following very recently, so let me welcome you again. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I'm glad you said something about the chirping birds. I thought I was hearing things. No, I have the sound effects from my new Stream Deck, and I could just start the chirping birds, and they're very nice to feel the void whenever I'm putting down the instruments. So this is how it's done. I don't know, but must admit the sound is pretty realistic. So yeah, it can get you surprised. All right, let's get down to it. So as you may or may not know, I am very often flying for the VA that I am taking part in. I will post the link to the VA. There we go. That's the commander. You can check us out at flightcommander.com or join our Discord. There's few cool people there. It's a small one, but it's very fun to fly. And here we have the tours. And today we are continuing tour around Poland that I created. And let's have a look. I'll brief you through what we have done already and where we are going. Okay. So there's quite a lot of legs. We started here at the seaside in Jastarnia, then went to Kołobrzeg, which is not marked, then to Szczecin, Poznań, Leszno, Wrocław. That's where we ended last time. Like, subscribing was the last thing I could do after Low. How happy you made me when I first watched you. That's very nice to hear. I'm very happy that you're happy. That's kind of why I like doing it. Great. Very nice. Sorry, didn't mean to no audio. Oh, I see. No problem. How are you doing? I'm fine. Hey, Amarok. Welcome. I have done new things on the stream today, so it's a bit of fun. And I think I have outdone myself in the intro because we had the guitar on the looper and the bass, which is more than usual. Today we are continuing, so this will be leg number... Oh no. There we go. 6 and 7. So we are going from Wrocław here to Jelenie Góra, which is in the mountains. I will show you around. It's a very short hop, but there's a few interesting things. I think we'll have a small loop around the Wrocław and then around the mountains, and then we'll explore our destination with the drone. And next we're going to Katowice. This is a longer hop, so we'll try to fly faster with our Seneca. Now our first destination is a short grass airfield. So if you want to fly along, you are always welcome. You are on the Europe North server, but just keep in mind you need aircraft that's capable to land there. So please check it. Now we have Volanta running. We are not flying on VATSIM today because I wanted to, but there is ATC. I had some problem filling the flight plan, so I already have too much on my mind. So I decided let's do it nice and easy and let's go off VATSIM. I will talk to them later and figure out what was the problem with my flight plan. I'm very curious. That's no problem. I'll do it nice, smooth and easy when I have time for it. Let's try not to squeeze too many things and fail, because that's not great. So just the walnut traffic. That's a short hop here. And all that they are seeing on the top overlay, that comes from Volanta. So we'll be having a look at that. I also loaded everything in Navigraph. So we have Wrocław, we are going here to Jelenie Góra. As you can see, there are mountains here, which are pretty cool. I've been there many times. And there's also one mountain here, and we'll go and visit it. So our route will look something like that. Oh, something like that. Okay, I can paste it for you if you want, or you can just follow along. I actually have a command for that, so let me edit this command real quick. I'm going to my command. I need to find the right command. And please let me know if the audio levels are fine. The Misfits is still very quiet, so you do not hear it. Okay, back to editing the command. We now have root command, but I'll elaborate more on this route. So, paste, clean up a few things. Okay, this should be better now. Let me save it and actually check if it works. Boom. That's our route. So this point that I edited in, now you can see it. Let me catch up with the chat. I'm doing very well, nice. From Poland. Wow, that's very nice. Welcome, welcome. Me too. I actually live where we are departing from, in Wrocław, so that's why I know the surroundings pretty well. As you can see in the route, expect some ad hoc detours, so this is subject to change. Also, I added the scenery for you. There's quite a few. The Wrocław scenery music is payware, but there is free alternative, and I included the rest of them, which we might use, which we'll probably see today, as long as they work correctly. So that's fine. You know what our plan is. Let me just... You remember we need to do this trick so it doesn't show the pink and green line. You just put your your departure and destination twice, and this will probably fix it. Yeah. So now we also need to put our destination twice. So basically it sees the arrival as 0 mile slack and doesn't bother us with the colors. These are neat. These are some awesome emotes, Vex. The emotes, that's very low effort because they're default emotes from Twitch. So I didn't expect this to work so quick. So I picked the default emotes from Twitch that Twitch is offering. So you might see those emotes in other channels. And that's the reason. I will look for an artist and replace them with something very custom, but yeah, I think they're very pretty, so I'm glad you like them. Now that I think I never did VFR in Poland, need to plan on Skydim on that. Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially the mountain part. Whoa, DC Viper just cheered 500 bits. Whoa, thank you, DC. We are totally going crazy today. Especially at the beginning, and there's so many of you. Hey, welcome, very nice to see you here. Sheesh, you have a ton of commands. You can always hit exclamation mark command and you'll know what's there. So we'll have a look here later. I just can navigate at least this part visually because that's very easy to spot and I somewhat know the surroundings. This bit might be a bit more difficult because you cannot see our destination straight away because it's in a niche. I'm not sure what's the English word. Now I haven't seen those emotes anywhere, but I gotta say, with them being default emotes from Twitch, they actually look pretty good. Yes, I was so surprised and I had a hard time deciding whether I make you wait or just pick them, but I just picked them. I think they're pretty nice, but yeah, sure, they are default from Twitch, so that's very low effort on my side, but they're there. Okay, let me secure my seat. I have some extra gear here today, so I'll try not to bump into it. I'll mute the mic for a second so I do not hit it, and do not break your ears. I don't want you to go to the ear store to get the new ones. So just like. I think you know at this time my chair has a lockable caster wheel, so whenever you see me leaning to the side, I am either locking or unlocking them, and then I can use my rudder without sliding back, which is very convenient. Alright, we are back. I think we hit the record last time with me leaving you on up and being muted for over a minute, so if anything happens, by all means, please shout. You can also trigger the blurbs, so this can wake me up if I get asleep like the last time, but yeah, I'm learning, I want to make it better, so no worries there. GG. Cool. Oh, there's someone around in a diamond. I think we are too close to see the nameplate, so I think we'll see in quite a while. Folko1 just subscribed. Thank you, Folko. Whoa, I think the emote we'll leave it huge like this today. It looks pretty awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very nice to see you all here. And yeah, I hit a milestone today, and instead of making it easy for me, I just went all out with everything, playing 2 instruments today and whatnot. Wonder who that could be. Yeah, I have a feeling it's you. Very nice. Was that your first? No, I think you're number 4. So you still made it to the top 5 and top 10. So we had 10 minutes until landing first, then hoverboard second, the VK line third, and you're number 4. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see the competition is fierce, but yeah, don't worry about that. I love you all, so it's all fine. Let me show you around. I know some of you are here. Is there a pizza for being number 4? Well, well, let me see what I can do. But pizza is definitely a good idea. How does that work for a pizza? That might be a bit polarizing. And that's the first one that popped out. Jazzbeck's Undying Gratitude. What is your name? My name is Jarek or Jarosław. Yeah, that's it. If you are not Polish, you don't need to try to say it. It's fine. Jarek is okay. But I go by Vex here. Maybe you could do a hot bean. What's a hot bean? Okay, so we are on the drone. I'll just show you around quickly. So there's the new big terminal for passengers where you can fly away for your holidays and whatnot. And usually J aircraft do not park there, but because we ended here last time, I thought we'll park here. And this is hover, indeed. Then we have taxiway Charlie. There's one runway here. On the other side, there's also generation apron for some BizJets or jets that actually live here. And then on the left, we have the old terminal, which is currently the GA terminal. So whenever you're flying GA, you're most likely to be here. Or maybe when you're a C-17 or C-5, you will also be here. Here we have the Ryanair maintenance hangar, the icing pad, and that's pretty much it. There is the VOR there on the approach, the round thing you see. And behind the road there is a hill where some spotters used to sit. Gotta go, dinner will be lurking. No problem. See you later. And there's the iconic building, which is the only skyscraper in the city. So you can always see it on your approach whenever you're flying Ryanair or whatnot. We have the power plant. And here we have some more things. The stadium, the huge... So the stadium is coming up. We had this huge highway bridge, which is really, really nice. We have a river, and there's a lot of bridges in the city. It's over 100, I do not know the exact number. And there's also a lot of islands that are part of the city. So as you can see, this thing is an island. There's a lot of islands here that you can actually go and walk. And there are some concerts here. Here is the main square. Is this Wrocław? Yes, this is my hometown at the moment. Here we have some iconic buildings from the communist times, but they're pretty nice. Other iconic buildings. A huge island with artificial canals that were built here for vessels and for flood water. That's really well done. Yes, and we have the scenery links that you can go and see here. So that's where this is all coming from. So here's another island. I like to drive a bike around this island. That's a pretty nice one. And Centennial Hall, which was built by the Germans to celebrate 100 years of their country, and it's still here, and it's a great building. I've actually been inside a few days ago. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I could walk around the city for hours, but we need to go. So we'll just do a short loop when we are flying. We'll just go right and fly over the city. Vex, you never told me that your country looks this beautiful. Well, in some places it does, in some it doesn't, you know. That is just the fact of life. Some places look better than the other. But yeah, when you're a tourist, it can be pretty nice. So that's about it. We have hoverboard standing here. Let's jump to the aircraft and fly. I think you're all waiting for this. So after this short introduction, we'll be flying. We are on the multiplayer, so you can always join along. We are on North Europe server. They don't have all the dwarves in the scenery. We have a ton of dwarves. You can actually read about this. It's a long story. Pretty tragic, pretty fun, but they become the symbol, but I think most people don't know where this is coming from. I know this, knows, so that's the one for starters. If you can find the Wikipedia link and paste it, that will be great. Otherwise, I'll find it later. Okay, let me start up the engine. I'll set the QNH with hitting the B. Hello, hello, JoyVolo77. Welcome, welcome. There we go. So DC pasted the link. And yeah, if you look, there's where this all came from. It was, I don't know, the decade 70s or 80s, I believe. Let's get it started then. Battery master on. Let's get our fuel. Okay. Nav lights. That needs to go first. Fuel selectors on. Someone can keep the alarm chart alternative. Exactly. They were painting dwarfs on the walls and they were orange. And the police was removing them, which was pretty absurd, but these were the times back then. Okay, let me step on the brakes. Parking brake is set. We start with the right engine. Magnetos on, fuel pump on, engine starter on. Mixture in, throttle 1 inch in. I always forget this. So this is running. Right alternator on, right fuel pump off. Left magnetos on, left fuel pump on. Start the left engine. The communists would have looked silly painting over cartoon dwarfs. This is exactly what happened. And it's not like it doesn't happen anymore. And somewhere in the world, I think this is still going on somewhere. Yes. Left alternator on, left fuel pump off. Throttle idle. We forgot the... Oh no, the beacon was actually on. That's great. Okay, now we need the radios. And we'll be ready to go soon enough. Elevation looks okay. I will not check the chart of the airport today. Okay, maybe let's have a quick look while the radios are starting up. So the way it looks, we are standing here. We'll just... Oh, let me actually check the wind. That's a good idea. That's a good thing to do. Open airports, weather, and we have wind 150 at 4 knots. Oh. Angry One Horn just read it. Hey, welcome, welcome. I'm Vex. We are flying from Wrocław and doing a Poland tour in GA aircraft in VFR today. So you'll see what this is about in just a moment. We just started up the aircraft and we'll be going pretty soon. Angry Raid. That's great. Let's do it. Welcome Raiders. Welcome, welcome. So many of you here. Wow, amazing. I think he's saying there are people who use Arps's artwork to protest autocratic regimes. These are the great words to put it. That's exactly what happened. Hello, hello, love this plane, so perfect trade. I'm Grand Hurl, welcome. Iceman333, welcome, welcome. KWFR Live, welcome. I think that's all of you at the moment. And thank you for the follow. Angry One Hurl and Iceman333. Very, very nice to see all of you. So, we are standing here in front of the big terminal. Usually GA planes don't park here, but we ended here last time, so now we're here. I think we'll just taxi to this runway, which is 11, and take it from there. JVolo77, thank you for the follow. Very nice to see you here. So that's the plan. The plane is almost ready and we should be going very soon. It looks like I'm getting quicker and quicker and doing this. So... okay, I think we are alright here. We do not need anything else. We'll just set up our traffic display so that we can see hoverboard and whoever else decides to join along. We are on Europe North server. You can always join. Let's go. I'll put the chart here. I'll try to navigate visually. I know the surroundings, so that's easy peasy for me. And we're flying here from Wrocław to Jelenia Góra, but we'll see one mountain en route. There is a route under command in chat, so you can always check it. And that's pretty much it. Let me just set our runway heading here. Sim froze for a second, so it should be back soon. The ABK line, thank you for the route. So that's our current route. Expect some ad hoc detours whenever we are looking at something. So what I do is I always set the runway heading here, unless I need this for something else, so that's easier for me to see where the runway is. Then whenever I'm flying, I know how the runway is situated in location in relation to me, just looking at this yellow line. That makes it much easier. Okay, without further ado, taxi light on, and we are ready to taxi, I think. Let's get the pitot heat on so I do not forget it later. It's fairly cold today, so let's have it. Parking brake release. Let me just move my chair. So parking brake locked. Let me move my chair. I'm not on center. Okay, now that feels a little better. Let's see, mic is on, music is on, flight sim is on. I think you will hear the flight sim in just a moment. Let me know if the audio is off or anything. Jbola, thank you for the lurk. We'll see you later. Alright. I'll just zoom out a little bit and let you see the thing here. Parking brake release. I'll taxi to the right so I do not run into hoverboard. And I just add power on the left engine so that it makes it easier for the plane to turn. These J aircraft can be pretty hard to turn when they stop, so when you can use this, that will always help you. And you could see that now we're able to turn with zero airspeed, zero velocity actually. Let's get on taxiway and get to our departure runway. Okay, I'll turn off the nameplates for now, take this taxiway, and we're almost ready to go. GS is not ES, exactly. Indicated and ground speed and true airspeed are all different things. And here we need the ground speed, which we can actually read here on the Garmin. That is pretty handy to have the Garmin, otherwise you have to do the math, and it's always better to look at the Garmin if you have it. If you don't, well, you have to do the math, so better not to get too reliant on it. How's the time doing? We're 30 minutes in the stream, so that's pretty nice. I'll save my timer already so that we can see where we are. We will do run up just over here in the holding point. We are now at Charlie, and we'll take off from the intersection Charlie. We do not need the whole runway. Well, below a certain speed you won't get an ES indication anyway. Well, you will not. Well, theoretically it's there, but you're right, the instrument is not showing it because it's not very accurate, I believe, at this time. And we see a wild kinger here. That's very nice. Parking brake set. Let's do the run up. I just do it from top of my head. I don't know the exact numbers, so don't quote me on the numbers here. Let's set it maybe to 2000 RPM. So I'm looking here, and now we check the magnetos. Oh, okay, so left magnetos off. We see the drop. That's 100, so that's 100-ish, that's okay. Right magnetos. I do like the panel of Seneca 5. Yeah, it's pretty nice, although when I loaded first it was a bit overwhelming, but it's okay. That is fine. And last but not least, we need to check our prop governor. So 1, and it drops 2 and 3. Okay, that's fine. If you check it in the book, there might be a different number. I'm not sure if 20 is the correct number, but for today, that's about as accurate as we need. Run-up check is completed. Let's do flaps 1, check our fuel. So we are at half tanks, that's fine. And strobe lights on. We keep taxi lights on and landing light on, so we have more lights shining out of us, so we are easier to see, hopefully. Fuel pumps on. Fuel selectors are on. And cowl flaps are open. Okay, we're good to go. I'm still forgetting the cowl flaps and prop sync. One day maybe I'll get used to it. Alright, let's go. Let's have a look if hover is there. Oh, I think it disappeared. Or was that you taking off? We'll do a run around the city, so if anyone wants to follow up, you can catch me there. And let's get rolling. Any questions, please let me know. If you see anything wrong with the stream, please let me know. I'll troubleshoot it. And if you see me forgetting things or doing something wrong, please shout. I'm happy to learn. And the failbot is sleeping, so no failures now. We may turn it on, maybe on our second leg. That will be a nice idea, because we'll have a lot of downtime there. Then, is that our word? No. Okay, let's go then. Well, probably no one there. Let's take the runway and take off. I will try to outmaneuver the wild Kinger. If that's any of you, that's very nice. You're flying alone. If it's someone else, it's also nice to see some traffic here. Okay, runway is clear. Let me apply the power and take off. I need the manifold pressure to not go into the red. I'll show you briefly. So there is this red diode here. We want it in the green. Whoa, watch out for the bump. 80, rotate. Okay, now keep above the blue line. Positive climb, gear up, trim back. And that's it. Elevation is 400 feet, so 600 is 200 above the ground. Reduce the power to climb, 35. I'll skip it, 35, 25. Flaps up. Nav light, no. Taxi light on, landing lights off, and fuel pumps off. This is okay. Once we reach cruise altitude, we will also turn off, close the cowl flaps, and engage prop sync. That's the plan. I hope you like it so far. So here's the city. Obviously looks a bit better from the drone camera, because we have more room to wander around, or we can get a bit closer. So let's make a short loop and then we'll continue to our destination. Normally, if we were flying on VATSIM, I would just get out of the CTR, and then we could follow on the north side and cross there at this power plant. So this is actually right outside of the CTR. That's one landmark I know. Okay, I want to keep 1500. Let me trim it a bit. Let's keep 3024 for now. I'll need to find out the power setting for today. I want to fly a bit faster. My comrade, evening. Very nice to see you. It's a bit crazy day. My first stream with the subscribers and cheers and whatnot. And we also played 2 instruments on the intro. That was a first. Woohoo! Yeah. Okay. Let's jump out. I think the volumes are somewhat okay for you. I think I got lost already. Where's the skyscraper? There we go. Oh, so you're following us. That's great. Very nice to see you. Yeah, we are just going over the downtown. So that's the old town over there. pretty much everything all over the place. So we'll continue north, make a loop to the right, and then go to west, see the bridge and stadium, and continue to our destination. I think that's how we can do it today. It looks pretty nice. The scenery is also under the command. You can have a look. That's a freeware from FlightSimTO, and this is spot on. We have a ton of bridges here and a lot of islands. This thing we're overflying now is actually an island. Thank you for the scenery, the BK line. And there's another big island here. So that's what it looks like. Where's your flat? Somewhere in the city. Actually, it's right here where I'm sitting. Great. Let's have a now look on the buildings on the island. There's the zoo and the Centennial Hall, which is pretty amazing building made of concrete. So here are the canals. Here's another stadium. Here's the landmark that I told you about, the other power plant that's just right outside of CTR. We are not online, so we do not care about the CTR today. Here's the Centennial Hall and the fountain. And there is the zoo on the other side of the street. Bunker Monkey, thank you for the cheer. Congrats on your progress so far, smashing it. Yeah, it's totally crazy. What sports do they play in the stadia? So the one we just saw, a lot. I'm not sure of any particular one, but there's a lot of different ones. Usually not football. The football is on the big stadium, so we'll just go over there. The small one, well, there's a lot. Riding with this off-road bikes that go on gravel. I'm not sure what the name is. And a lot of other things. Cool. There's also one more island with a ton of churches. And here's the university. Well, part of the university. University has buildings all over the city. Here's the university library. And here's a small island. Actually, it was an island. It's not an island anymore. But there's a lot of churches here. Here are the small islands you can go and visit when you're a tourist. And next we are going there, to the big highway bridge. So here's the highway bridge and the big stadium. There is usually football there, but also concerts and a lot of events. And power plant smack in the middle of the city. Yes, that's pretty much what's going on. The power plant is here. Just remember that long time ago, that was not the middle of the city. And here is a city port that takes in the coal that is being brought up by the river, and the coal goes straight in there. Hey, Kinger, very nice following. I'm not using the autopilot, so you probably have a hard time, but I see you're doing very well. Well done, sir. Let me jump back in and we'll have a look at you later. You can always remind me to have a look outside. I will be very glad to do it. And I am back. Welcome. We are just completing a tour around the city. Here's the highway bridge. It's absolutely huge. And on the left we have the football stadium, which is also used for a lot of other events. That's about it. The city tour in an airplane is pretty fast. If you are walking, driving or anything, it obviously can take hours. Oh, very nice to see you following you, the Kinger. Fantastic. Nameplates are off or on. It's just too close to see them. So we'll follow the highway, and then there's the airport just right of the highway. Hey! So that's it. Very nice. So don't go too low. Okay, and here's the airport. Now the airport is much easier to find because there is this highway and the stadium and whatnot. So now it's not just an airport lurking between the trees. There are some more landmarks. I see the Kinger is pretty capable here, and he can even fly the loops around me. Amazing. And not stay behind. Let's have a last look at the city, and then we'll press on. So look, that took us 12 minutes, so okay. We are just passing the airport on our right. So bye-bye the new terminal and the old terminal. And next one we'll head for this mountain that's lurking over there. Over there. So that, as far as I know, is an extinct volcano. It looks pretty amazing because it's just flat around here. It's a very plain area, and there's just one mountain sticking out of it, so it's visible from very far away as long as the weather is nice. And you can get there from the city. Actually, the railway route has been opened recently, and now we can take a train and go there. So that's pretty fun, pretty nice. We're at 2,000 feet. That's okay. Let's go to 2,500. There are volcanoes in Northern Europe. They're extinct volcanoes. As far as I know, they were volcanoes long time ago. So yeah. So this one and also some of the mountains in that region are, as far as I know, extinct volcanoes. But you might need to fact check this. So there we go. Let's close the cowl flaps, do the prop sync, and hopefully I'll remember it later to turn it off. Okay, we're 12 minutes there, so I'll remember that. And we're ready to go. I see the traffic here, and that's pretty nice. I wonder if there's any way to make it not show the traffic all the time, so I can use the chart if I know there's someone actually flying around. And that's pretty great. It even shows in yellow. All are just spot on us. That's really well done. I have to admit, I'll always have a hard time keeping up with someone, but you're doing a really great job. That's very nice. We are crossing another highway. There is a lot of shopping malls here and a lot of factories. So this actually area where there's a lot of factories. Some are new, some are old. Nice. Here are the plain fields and another mountain coming up real soon. Probably helps that he's got a hell of a lot of power than you do. It probably helps, but yeah. That's one time I'm glad I chose a slower aircraft so we can all keep up. So we go here and then we need to go somewhere over there. Actually, our destination. So this is the highest mountain of that mountain range we are going to. And I think if we just go there, we'll find our destination. That should make it easy. Yes. So because the weather is so great, we can do that. We are on the live weather, but I have dialed back the clock so that we are actually in the daytime. Nice. Unlurk, welcome back hoverboard. So I think you can still catch up if you want in some way or the other. You can always spawn me there if that's something you need. And you can see there's a tower there. So there's actually a radio tower or TV tower on the top of this mountain. And I think we have it here because I have the Poland VFR pack from Flight Sim for Europe. I love flying with it because you see all those obstacles. They make it much more realistic. So there's a bigger mountain and a smaller one back of it, and there's also those two here as you get there. And there's town in here, so you can either drive your car here or take a train, get out, and you can walk. Usually I like to walk here to this pass and then go to the top. Also, you can drive a bike all around or run a half marathon or maybe even a marathon all around this mountain. So in the summer there can be really a lot of people over there. There's also a lake there where you can do some water sports. That's pretty fun. Okay, no problem, however, we'll see you next time. You can just take your time and watch. So here on the top there's this tower, there's an old church which now also serves as a viewing tower, and there is, not through the word refugee, where you can just order some food or sleep overnight. We are at 3,500. I'm not keeping the altitude very well here, but I also want to be a bit above it. So let's pass there and then we'll head towards the highest mountains in the area. So we are looking to go to this peak later on. We're doing 115 knots indicated, so that's pretty much okay. I was thinking we could do 160. I don't want to have it on the rental power, I just want some reasonable power to fly. So 30-24 I think is pretty much okay. We're just approaching the mountain top. Let's have a look what is actually there. I think it will be just this tower. Hey! That's pretty much it, but there is the building, the tower. Okay, looks slightly different in real life, but the tower looks pretty accurate. Okay, so that's the place where you can sleep, and there's the church over here, which now serves as a viewing tower. So here you can order drinks or sleep, here's the tower, and here's the church. And that's pretty much it. Plus there's a lot of trays over there. It's never unfortunate to go to Scouts. Yeah, Scouts are pretty cool. That's just Autogen? No, that's Poland VFR from Thai. That's exactly it. It's my last time. Well, enjoy the last time then. Alright, so we do not want to go to this mountain range, we want to go to another mountain range, which is a bit further away. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be the one. So that should be the highest mountain in the area. There's one town here. Let's have a look at our VFR chart. Okay, I'll now engage the autopilot so we can have a look at the chart. So let's keep our heading. And our altitude, I'll try to descend to what? 3,500. That should keep us fairly safe. For now at least. And I'll show you the VFR chart. Hit the alt now and we are ready to go. Let's have a look here. Everything is as it should be. We can lean a bit, but it probably is not simulated, so it doesn't make any difference. Okay, everything is well here. Let's have a look at the charts. DC, I didn't know you were at Scouts too. Pretty cool. I actually haven't been. Okay, so this matches with our route. The town we just saw is Vinica. And yeah, there's another big town or city here that's actually between the mountains. And there's also one place with the castle. Yeah, the castle is here, so we'll try to find it, but it's not very easy to spot from the aircraft. Okay, let's have a look then. We are getting to one mountain range, which ends at this city or town, which lies there in between those mountains. And somewhere over there is also a small town with a castle. I do not think the castle is there, so maybe there's no reason to go there. However, you have a lot going on there. That's pretty nice. Lurk, thank you for the lurk, the VK line. We'll see you in a bit. So the town with the castle might be there. There's few places with some old castles in the area. I do not think we have any objects for them, so really not too much reason to go there. Now what's interesting is that from my city, when you look at the skyline, sometimes you can confuse this top for this top. Like, they have pretty similar shape when you're closer to the ground, of course, and when the visibility is so that you cannot see this one, or maybe this one is prominent, you can mistake them for one another, which I did many times. It's pretty fun. 5x, we'll see you next time. Bye bye, take care, enjoy your time off. Cool. So next town is here in this area between the mountains. You can also go with a train there and have a walk all around this. It's pretty fun. And this mountain, whoa, that's a very fast diving Kinger. I hope you managed to save it. And we can see the mountain we just visited behind us. Alright, now whenever we drive here, the road used to go in a pretty weird pattern, but with the aircraft we can do it much easier. So we'll just pass over here and we're directed toward this mountain. It is on the border between Czechia and Poland. It's called Śnieżka, and there's actually a border running across the mountaintop, which is pretty fun. Let's have a look at our fuel. So we started somewhere at 35, we're now at 28. It's all looking good there. And there's actual building with the tower here. I actually been there once in winter. It's pretty nice. Although there's not much view because it's a bit in between the trees. Is there a board and fence or just signs every so often? No fence. There is just those very small concrete poles like this high. So that's it. And as far as I know, there never has been any border of any kind over there, and that's pretty common in all the mountain borders over here. Alright, so we're just passing the city of Wałbrzych. And when you go here by the train, it has 3 train stops, and the names are very confusing, so you never know which one you should get out on. So the main station is over there, which is not in the city. Then you have the city station, and you have the factory station or industrial, and it's very hard to tell which is which just by the names. Before 1989, You're all big happy family. We're all big family. Everyone is supposed to be happy, but you're not allowed to cross the border under any circumstances unless you had a legit paper to do that. So it wasn't that easy. Sheesh, Poland is so big, so many airports to go as VFR. It's not huge, there's not so many VFR airports, but there's quite a few. So a few times I got out in the city here and just walked around like here and got back to the train, or one time we went here and then got back to the city and went back on the train. So that's a pretty nice spot to go to. The mountains are very high and they're pretty nice. Here the navigation with the VFR chart can be a bit off because it's hard to identify anything, but because we have this immense visibility, this should be no problem for us whatsoever. I'm looking for some more landmarks. Now, this is one mountain range. There is another mountain range here, and the third one, and there's I think a fourth one in the back. So they all have different names, but I will not try to see which is which. Let's have a look at the charts. Okay. So I am looking to go here just south of Juliet. I want to show you this area, so let's turn right a bit. So jump to the plane, we're on autopilot, so I just need to rotate the knob. And what I want to show you are two interesting mountains. Also, we have a system of weather radars in Poland, and one of them is situated on, I think, this mountain ridge here. I'm not exactly sure. And then we have basically the weather radar for aviation and other usage. That's pretty cool. And that's this mountain range, or maybe this here. It's definitely one of them, or maybe this one. I do not remember the exact position, but somewhere in this area. So I'm looking to hop over this, and I want to show you two interesting mountains on the other side, where I have actually been to many times. Most modern government weather radar in the US dates 1988. That's all at me, really. Ours are pretty modern, I think. Whoa. I see you slewing around here. That's very nice that you can do that and fly along. That's really helpful. Okay, let me zoom out. I'll turn off the autopilot and have the controls. Try not to smash in those mountains. They still work, so yeah. But the new radars have a lot of cool features. I think we have all Doppler radars here, although I'm not very sure. And we have quite a few of them. Somewhere around 5, maybe more. Any questions? Please let me know. If anything else is off or not working correctly, also please let me know. I'll try to correct. And we are just passing over it. Our destination is somewhere over here. So that's the city of Jelenia Góra. Oh, weather radar 88D. Nice, I'll have a look in a second. I saw a plane. And what I was looking for is those two mountains. And there are rocks on top of these mountains that you can use for rock climbing. Actually, one of them is very prominent. It's just a huge rock. There's few of them, and you can go there for rock climbing. And I have actually been there. So the mountains are called Sokoliki Mountains, and it's amazing area for climbing. This is granite rock, so it's very sturdy and has a lot of friction, and it's very nice to climb. And there are sport routes there, so we can just go and climb. I'll reduce my power. And then our airport, the destination, is just due west of those mountains. So it should be somewhere. We'll find it in a second. Just west. So it should be somewhere over here, I think. We'll find it. Now there's two of those mountains. The rocks are the bigger rocks are on this one. There's also a lot of smaller ones on this one. The mountain isn't very high or very tall, so it's pretty nice area to go for a short trip. Wow, it's very, very close, Poland. Very nice. Okay, let me try to find our destination. Remember, it was due west out of somewhere. It was either this mountain or some other mountain. Hey Vex, hey Tyler Lauren, very nice to see you. We are having a bit of a crazy stream. I started with 2 instruments today. We have our subscribers, and yeah, I completed the paperwork for being affiliates yesterday, so I have new tools when I just got used to the old tools. So it's pretty interesting, but I think we're doing fine. And we are en route from Wrocław to Jelenia Góra. I'll show you. Thank you for the cheer. Very nice. So we are doing this route. It's a short hop, and we are doing some sightseeing. So this one is in the mountains. I'll show you around. And we need to find the airfield. So let's have a look. I think it will be just behind this mountain. Wow. The airshow today is fantastic. Oh, we also should be able to see it here. And there's another one. I'll show what this is about. This is a pretty interesting story. Okay. Why is our run not marked? Oh, my wrench is not working here. Oh, nothing is working here. Okay, we might have crashed the GNS. That's fine. Now, okay, I see what happened. We went a bit too much north, so we are too far away. Okay, so we crossed all the city and we didn't see the airport, so it was way closer. The airfield, I think it's over here. So let me go there. Yes, then there are those chimneys on the west side of the city, and the city is situated pretty nicely. It's in a niche. I think there's a better name for it. The area between the mountains, or enclosed by the mountains. So when you go here, you cannot actually hear the flight information service because they do not have any antenna here, and the nearest antenna is pretty far away. So they're very used to losing contact with you. And I think this is our airfield here. Yes, that's the airfield. Here are the hangars, and it's just south of this mountain and due west of the mountains that I showed you that are nice for the rock climbing. And here is the city of Jelenia Góra, but this is autogen, so we do not see too much here. But here is the old town here. Okay. I think what we'll do is we will land here. I'll show you the drone, and then we can have a look around also if we're flying after takeoff for the next leg. Oh no, and I forgot to start my acres, so I'll just redo the flights then offline. So they will not count for my trip today, but I will redo them offline very quickly, and then we'll be able to continue the trip next time. So here's our airfield. with the scenery from Flight MTO. Now the runway is much more visible than the last time, so we need to land here. We'll be landing from the west, I think. Let's have a quick look at the wind. 131 at 4. Okay, so we actually should land from the west towards the east. Okay, let's make right can say traffic pattern. I remember there's a mountain over there. Let me slow down. So power idle, prop forward, mixture forward. Okay, already slowed down. Flaps 1. Speed check, gear down. I'll get everything ready for our traffic pattern. I'll show around with the drone. This will be faster, and then we'll make one more loop with the aircraft. I forgot to check the runway direction. I think it's something like 2709. Okay, so we're actually over the mountain as well, which is not great, but there are all mountains all over the place, so we have to be pretty careful here. So this looks like a 30 then. 3012. So we want the runway 12. I think this one too. Let me have a quick look at the Navigraph. So this is actually 11 and 29er. So we'll be landing at 11. We set this up here. So that is the correct heading, give or take 5 degrees. Should be fine for us. Let's make some longer approach, because I need to fit here, so it probably will not be as smooth landing as usual. Steer right just over the city. We wouldn't be flying here normally. It will probably be some other tighter pattern or whatever. Flaps 2. Max light off, landing light off, fuel pumps on. Okay, we need to keep ATRA above the blue line. We should be seeing our airfields right now. Okay, so we're actually pretty close. Flaps 3. Final check, 3 green, prop forward, mixture forward. Okay, it looks like we're just about to make it. The runway is somewhere in between this dark and light area. That's how I remember the markers, so it was a good idea to have a look around from up above, because as you can see now we do not see the runway at all. Runway markings. This looks like it's not super even. Okay, power idle. And I see the Kinger is doing great. Thank you for the follow. I'll read your name in a second. Let's do something else. Those follow. Dirty Things. Very nice to see you here. Welcome, welcome. We just arrived in Jelenia Góra after a short trip from WhatsApp and have a look around everything and whatnot. It's taxi ride to the hangars. I've actually been flying here once with the gliders, and I've been flying on the mountain wave. That was fantastic. Can't believe it took this long to follow you. Well, now you're here, so welcome. I've only been streaming for 2.5 months, and it's only been very regular for 2 or 3 weeks, so you haven't missed much at this point. We have a scenery from Flight MTO, so these buildings do look pretty accurate. Our time is 40 minutes since we were ready for departure. So let's just park here and I'll show you around, shall we? Let's park nose in nose with the Kinger. And it should be great. Parking brake is set. Let's shut down the aircraft. Fuel pumps off, landing light off, taxi light off, radio master off, autopilot is off, heat off. Okay, alternators off, kill the engine with the mixtures, magnetos off. Okay, forgot the straps off. So the fin beacon off, nav light off, and battery off. Aircraft is cold and dark. Welcome, welcome. So we are just here. Looks fantastic. And let's have a look. I'll show you what I forgot before. So we completed this trip. And I forgot to start my ACARS again. So this means it will not count toward the trip for the virtual airline, but I will redo the flight offline just with the autopilot and make it very quick. And we have the King Air parking nose in nose with us. I love it. I don't know how we'll get off. We'll need to push the plane or turn it around, but yeah, I like doing this. Looks pretty cool. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. How close can it get? Just do not scratch the Seneca. It's very, very fine aircraft. That's fantastic. I think you're a bit higher because you have the default scenery, but that's absolutely fine. Do not worry about it whatsoever. Okay. Let's hop to the drone then, shall we? So I told you there was one more airfield showing up on the chart, and that's an interesting one. It should be included in the scenery, so I will show you. Let me first show here. Is it here? Yes. So the other one is called Jeżów Sudecki, but that's the name of the village / town that is over here, and there's a lot of story to it. So let's go. You can make your guess, but I'll tell you in a second. If I can find it. So it should be somewhere. It should be somewhere. Okay, let's have a look around. This river is not so prominent normally. It's a smallish river that of course gets more water when it's flat season or there has been any heavy rain. I see it. It's just there in the distance, just in front of us. So that's the other airfield, just on top of the mountain, and it basically has two, I don't want to call it runway, but it has two things. So nowadays you can land an aircraft, a plane here, you land uphill, you take off downhill, but there's this other thing that was used to launch gliders with the slingshot. So basically what you do, you put a glider on here, you have the rubber ropes. It's like a really thick piece of rubber, and you have two of them to the sides, and the glider is locked to the back. You have a lot of people just running with those ropes, and then release the glider and slingshot it into there. You can do some traffic pattern or whatnot and just land over here, down here. And then they used to take the gliders to the top very often with the horses, because that was back in early 1900s. So that's pretty interesting. And also there is a glider factory just in this town over here. And this used to be, when it was in Germany, the city was called Grunau, and the Grunau baby glider actually comes from here. The name is from here and it was produced here. I will find it real quick for you so you know what we are talking about. Almost got it. Go to the English one, and here we go. So that's the Grunau baby, and Grunau is the name of the town I just showed you, and it was manufactured here. That's from the early 90s, so that's 1931. So I think that's an interesting story. And they used this airfield to actually launch these gliders into the air and fly them around here. There's a building, I think Aero Club either owns it or does some things here, and every now and then they're actually flying here. So they're flying, either landing the planes here or flying the gliders from here, which is super interesting. So that's the north part of this city or town. And you can see this huge mountain range in the back. It's actually pretty nice, it's pretty high, and it looks a bit higher than it is. I mean the nature. There are no trees on the top, which is a bit lower than in other mountains. Simply the weather here is a bit different. And there's one more thing. There's another mountain range. Here what you can see is an old mine that's not used anymore. But there's a very small-ish town over here. And what you can do, you can go here and do cross-country skiing. Now, because it's fairly high, there is usually more snow than elsewhere. And you can do cross-country skiing all around here. There are actually maintained cross-country skiing routes, which is pretty amazing. And I've been here many times. And you can just cross-country ski to this mine, or even go way further and go to a mountain top over here, which has a cable car running all the way down to this city. And obviously you can get a hot meal and a drink over here. Any questions, please let me know. Let's get back and we'll show you the main mountain range, which is called Karkonosze. It starts right over here from this pass, basically. And there's few summits here. Let me think which is which. That's the first one. They obviously look a bit different in real life. So I think that's the first highest one. No, that's the first highest one. This one is called Szalenica, and what you see here are actually skiing routes. So you can do downhill skiing here, and then you can walk around here. And there's another set of radio towers. This building, the sole purpose of it is to host those radio towers. And there is this thing here that has been left after the glacier, and it looks absolutely amazing when you go there. I will actually show you because it is just great. There we go. So that's the one. It's the Polish one, but I think it has more pictures on Wikipedia. So that's the one we're just looking at. This building here and this valley is exactly what you can see over here. Let's have a look. And it is absolutely amazing when you go there, especially in winter. There's usually very high wind here, and it's pretty tough conditions. Sometimes, well, that's what icing looks like when you're a building. And that's how it looks from the city. And you can see those valleys here that are marks left by the ice shell that was here. That's the one. Pretty amazing. Let's continue. Then there is a pass over here, also a place where you can sleep for a night. And there should be, yeah, a lake and another lake and another place where you can, another two places where you can sleep or eat wherever you go there. Let me also find those places on Wikipedia and I'll show you this place. It also looks pretty nice. I don't see any good pictures of it. Basically, this is the place we are just looking at. Also looks amazing in winter, and we are just getting to the highlight, which is the highest mountain peak here. Now, this one, it's called Śnieżka. There is also a building here, but there's a metal station, and I don't think there are any other services here at this point. It's the highest mountain top in the area, so often what happens is that this is in the clouds while everything isn't, or the other way around. You can have clouds below and this one is over the clouds. So that's also a pretty nice place. And that's the one where the border runs around. So the building on the right is on the Polish side, the building on the left is on the Czech side, which is pretty cool. So that's the place we are just looking at from the distance, and this picture is taken from here, more or less. Well, from here. Oh, wait. The picture is taken from here, and you can see this building and then this building. I'll show you. So that's the first one, and that's the other one. And some more shots over here. That's the one. That's the one building, which is a bit lower, and the one which is way higher. It has a very interesting shape. Very nice place to visit. I love it in winter. It's just fantastic. And that's pretty much it. I think we can jump back to the aircraft and plan our next leg. Let me see at the time. We've been live for 1.5 hours. The flight will be around 1 hour, so that's looking just great. If there's anything you want to see around, you can let me know. While we are still here, we will also do a very short loop around in our aircraft. That's the plan. And whenever we go here, you can actually see a very nice view on the city and where we have landed. So here's the lake, here's the city in the distance. Here's the city, here are the two mountains that I showed you for rock climbing. And there's a smaller mountain, and the airfield is right about here, I think. That's where the airfield is. So let's go there. Actually, there's one more place here. This town is a mountain resort, so you can go here. And there is this huge hotel over here with the swimming pool. Now I said our airfield was over there, so let's head there and see if that's the case. Yeah, I can already see it. Here are the hangars, and our aircraft should be safe and sound. There it is. Cool. That's a short trip around the place. I will prepare the next flight then. So let's get down to it. Okay, let's start with Volanta. So we update our top overlay and let's review our flight. The thing everyone loves is the landing rate, which for some inexplicable reason is minus 12 feet per minute here. And the G4 is 0.66, so that looks very off. I wouldn't trust it all too much. We did two loops around the city, then we flew to the mountain here and landed. So that's it. Let's enter the new flight. Any questions, please let me know. I will update the route in a second. So we are going from Jelenia Góra to Katowice, but we are going to the Aero Club airfield, not to the big airport over there. That's updated. You can already see it on the top on the overlay. Let's put in the route so we can actually see it here. Enter a text route. So we'll be just direct. Now we should be showing it. Perfect. So it's one of the longer legs that we have, but we should be able to do it no problem. I don't know how much interesting things are here in the middle, so we'll find something to keep us entertained. Let's review the airfields. Oh, this one's showing way more, so we'll review them on the Navigraph. Cool, cool. Go to the Navigraph, clear this flight. New flight. We are going from Echo Papa Juliet Golf to Echo Papa Kilo Mike. Perfect. I really like the Navigraph VFR charts and I love them in the night mode, although it's sometimes making it a bit more difficult to see the roads and whatnot, but it's pretty much okay. That's showing the apps. So let's have a look again. I put in the flight from Echo Papa Juliet Golf to Echo Papa Kilo Mike. 130 miles. And I really like those Navigraph charts. So we will take off from runway. Let's take off from runway 28 because I am slightly worried about this mountain over here. Let's double check the wind. So I'll run the wind command. One 139 at 3. Well, so we should be really taking off in that direction, although the windsec is showing totally opposite thing. Let me have a look at those buildings. I think we can take off towards the west, so in direction of the city, and have a short loop around. It shall be a bit easier for us. Let's do that then. So we'll taxi back to runway 28, take off, and then we go long way to southeast, and we land here in this industrial area. It actually looks like a huge city, and actually is. And there's a lot of mines over here. There's a concrete runway which we'll use, so either 23 or 05. We use the concrete runway here and we'll taxi to the hangar over here. That's the plan. 23 and 05. Okay, I'll need to remember this for later. Now our magnetic track is 101. I think we'll just use GPS today and make it easy and found something more interesting to do during the flight. I'll be showing you around once we pass over everything. And I think 3500 will be a nice cruising altitude, so we can see everything around and also be not too close to the terrain. Alright. Ready? Any questions? Let's start up the aircraft and let's go. How are we looking at the fuel? Let's check. It's actually showing when this is off. So we used like 10 gallons on each tank. We still have 25. We'll be flying for 1 hour. So I think we're okay with the fuel. We will get to the low side. I guesstimate we'll use 15 gallons in each tank, so this should leave us with 1 more hour of flight. This should be safe enough. Let's start the aircraft then. Battery master. I step on the brakes. Magnetos on. Fuel pump on. Mixture forward, prop forward. And start the engine. Engine's running. Right alternator on. Right fuel pump off. Get the left engine going, magnetos on. I forgot the nav lights and the beacon light, so there we go. Magnetos, fuel pump, start the left engine. You are not running, so I must have missed something. I actually didn't turn on the magnetos. Now it's running. I can hear it. Left alternator on. Left fuel pump off. Okay, and we can start up the radius. So radius on. I'll get the pitot heat later on. Let's wait for the radius. Put the transponder to standby. Radios are still starting up. That takes a while. Transponder standby. Put 7,000 in there. Count Garmins. There we go. Okay. If you want to fly along, we are on Europe North server. You're always very welcome to join. And let me know if you want me to look outside. I can always do that for you, unless I'm super busy in the cockpit. We'll keep the traffic on here, map on here, transponder is standby, and this is all ready to go. Almost. Let's put our heading to... what was that? 29. 29 here, 29 here. Cool. We are ready to switch off the Garmins to the correct pages, and we're ready to taxi. Transponder alt, pitot heat on, taxi light on, and let's taxi. Parking brake released, cowl flaps open. I'll just add power on both engines. Turn right, we need to find the end of the runway. And I will look to show you this glider airstrip on the mountain here, so we'll go there first. Now we can see all the taxi noises. That's pretty interesting. We need to find our runway, which is not very distinct here. And some grass loading over there. Okay, I think we shouldn't go beyond this grass. Let's actually have a look on the Navigraph. It should be more reliable. When we zoom in all the way, okay, so we can go a bit to the right still. I will just keep this open for me. And we need as much runway as we can get. It's a very short airfield. Okay, we shall be somewhere on the edge of the runway now, so let's get to the end of it. Flaps, we'll keep flaps 2 for takeoff, so this will be short field takeoff. I'll hit the B again to get the right QNH. I think we are somewhat at the end of the runway, so let's turn around here, find the center line, which when I'm looking at the Navigraph will be about just in front of us. Okay. I feel like the aircraft is floating in the air. Okay, that looks about right. Let's have a look outside. And there's the runway marking, which you couldn't see where we were taxiing. Okay, so let's get to the middle of the runway. Just adding power on the left engine. Fuel right rudder. And this should be the middle of the runway. Somehow the grass here is very tall, so we cannot see those runway markers. Normally they would be slightly more visible. Also again, this is a bit hit or miss. What's usually giving away the runway is the grass. It actually has a different shade to it because of the old aircraft landing there. Cool, so we'll take off, we'll go to the right to that glider airfield I wanted to show you again. It is somewhere there over right here, so we will go over there and then we'll do a loop to the left over the mountains. Flaps 2 for short field takeoff, and we should be ready to go. Landing lights on, strobes on, fuel pumps on, flaps are 2, prop forward, mixture forward, coal flaps open. Okay. Make your prayers. I am stepping on the toes, pulling the yoke back. Can actually show you the yoke maybe. Supply the takeoff power. On the brakes, full yoke back. And let's go. Release the brakes, yoke back a little bit to release the force on the nose wheel. And those buildings in front are getting scarier and scarier every second. Okay, 70 rotation, try to accelerate to the blue line. Positive climb, gear up. We have the blue line here, flaps up 1 notch. We made it. It was actually very well and smoothly executed. Okay, flaps up, reduce the power, 35, 25. Lean a bit. And we're in the air. Now we need to go right to find the place. It's just getting in front of us. I find those slingshot glider launch techniques very fascinating. I don't know if I actually have ever seen one live. I saw the hang gliders being launched in this way. I don't remember if I showed the actual gliders. But yeah, people from here are actually landing here on this spot. There's a runway on our right and a building here where we can buy some refreshments or eat something warm. Let's reduce the power. Try to trim it. I need to try gliders in MSFest, curious to see how it works. Yeah, I tried one time. It looks somewhat okay. I just had some problems with launch and so whatnot, but I want to try it again. Okay, that was it. Now we'll head to the mountains over there. Now this plane is so fast, it's just a pleasure flying around here. I know for the gliders, when you have the Godfriend's glider, they have 2 of them. There's one freeware and one payware. They can be towed by the Godfriend's Vilga. So I am looking forward to try this with someone at some point. I really want to. So here's our mountain range. We want to go to this valley and then I'll show you the summits all over again. So here's one summit where you can actually go skiing. Then there's this fancy place with the radio towers that I showed you, and the highest peak over here, unless I messed up something, but I think that was, yeah, that's accurate. And in our region, it's so nice to fly over and over again and share as you do to others. Yeah, it is. And it actually feels pretty nice because you recognize the things and you feel somewhat at home. So even though it's simulation, it really triggers this feeling. And I have a big screen in front of me. So when I extend my hand, I can just touch the screen. It's 55-inch TV. And it basically has the scale that looks just about right when the cockpit is in front of me or when the terrain is outside. So I can totally recommend this kind of setup. We need to climb. The mountain itself is, I think, 1,800 meters tall. It should be 3,000 feet. Or did I? Yeah, I got the math wrong. It should be 6,000 feet. Ish. Aramaruk, are you doing any VFR flying in Flight Simulator? I found this to be pretty accurate and you can actually navigate with the VFR chart. I have the real chart with the forest contours and they were spot on, so I was able to navigate with just that. Okay, so this mountain range, you can do cross-country skiing here in winter. say again, remove the headset at the same time, no problem. Are you doing any VFR flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator? I found the terrain to be pretty accurate, so you can actually navigate with the VFR chart. You can use the Navigraph, or I one time used my real charts, which have the forest contours, and the forest contours were spot on, so I could actually navigate using that, and that was super cool. So here's the mine. I don't know if it's functional still or not, but it's a mine, and you can do cross-country skiing all over here. Okay, plane is climbing, so we are somewhat slow. Oh yeah, great. Even if you see the most of the time now doing IFR with A320 or 737, I prefer VFR. They fly a lot in Switzerland, and it's funny how well I recognize everything. Yeah, and Switzerland has so many mountains, it makes it very easy to see where you are. Actually, when you're flying on flatlands, that can be more difficult, at least for me, because the mountains are easier to recognize once you know them. Okay, are we there yet? Almost. So here's this area that's situated between the mountains. Here's the city that we just departed. Overlay is showing correctly. There's one lake here, highest peak over there, and we'll just follow this mountain range. There's another small town. You can do skiing over here, so all you see here are ski routes. And then there's area known for cross-country skiing over here, so you can do cross-country skiing all over this area here. And actually, I think there's a ski jump right over here. That's Harachov, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, and if I what we call the Grand Plateau, where Geneva, Bern, Basel are located, for example, it is for me possible to get lost because you always have the Alps on your right. Yes, I have the same feeling. Unless the weather gets really bad, then you're in trouble. But when I started flying, I used to fly in mountainous area, so it was just very easy because I just see the mountains all over the place, and then I moved to the flatlands, and oh boy, then I understood what the charts are for. Let's go to 6,500 and we'll try to stay there. I will connect the autopilot in that case. Let's put the heading. Heading is on. PS on. It will just catch this altitude. I'm looking to show this skiing area. Or you can just hike there. I've done that as well. And alt. So it's interesting about these mountains. They're not very high. They're like 1,800 meter top, but then there's basically no trees on the top. Like the trees stop somewhere around here, the tree line, which is much lower than in the Alps, for example, or in Tatra mountains. I think that's because they're the sole mountains very high over here. Because of the weather, the trees simply do not want to grow here. And that's pretty interesting because that happens way lower than usually. So although they are not super high, when you get here, you have the feeling like you're in the Alps somewhat. At least it looks somewhat similar. So here's the summit where you can do the skiing or just hike. Then you can follow this road, this trail, and get to... Wait, did you get lost? No, the summit was over there. Here's the building with the radio station that I showed you that looks very amazing in winter. So there's Szreńca over there for skiing and Śnieżne Koty over here. And this interesting terrain feature. Then we have the pass, and you can go and book your sleep here. So this one is on the Czech side, this one is on the Polish side, and there's border running basically on the trail. And then we are going to the highest mountain, which is over there. I hope the audio levels are okay for you. Let me check the engine. We are 30. Let's keep it what, 33, 25. So 33, 25, lean a bit. We should be good. Let's turn left. We'll just overfly this mountain and say bye-bye, and we are on our road. Actually, you cannot fly the aircraft here because that's a national park. So you have to be at least, I don't recall now, 3,000 feet above the ground level, I believe, where you can actually fly a powered aircraft. Although on the Czech side, they usually fly much lower, so it seems it's a different deal over there. I'm gonna do Basel to Salzburg in the Kinger. Sounds cool. Why not Bern? Bern is a cool situated airport, and I like the look of the city. I've been to Bern, and it looks really nice when you're there. So here's the highest summit in this mountain range. Then again, there's one place here and another on the top. And that's it. Now we'll be on our way to our destination. Here's the mountain that we overflew while getting there. You can still see it. Has this very distinct shape. Okay, let's get back and program our Garmin to do the flight for us. Hope the audio levels are okay for you. We have some music, we have the engine noises. The city is fine, yeah, I prefer Thun, which is a bit further to Bern, right? I have been passing there in the car. I think I've never been the city itself, but I know Thun. I think Thun is on way to Meiringen, isn't it? And Meiringen is the actual place, which I have been to many times, and I absolutely love it. Correct, yes. Let's get our Garmin programmed. I don't feel like doing VFR navigation today, so we are looking for Echo Papa Mike Golf. If you want to fly along, you can always join. We're on Europe North server. And we have a Discord that you can join and post your screenshots. And between there's Interlaken. Yeah, I've been to Interlaken, but it's very nice to watch. But somehow Meiringen has the vibe that I absolutely love. The actual town of Meiringen and the airbase, but the town is pretty cool. Echo Papa Kilo Mike, that was. There we go. Enter, enter. Let's switch. Okay, the CDI is already on GPS. So we can tell the autopilot to use nav. And it should bring us to our destination. No questions asked. Interlaken was famous because of the mystery park. Oh, is that the reason? There's a ton of tourists and the city is pretty nice, but yeah, I prefer the vibe of the Meiringen, which is at the end of the road. But the whole area is amazing, I have to admit. Also the valley that goes to, what was the name? The town just below Eiger, Grindelwald. That's pretty nice. I think I'll go there in the sim at some point, because I like the area. I've been there, so it's always cool to watch. Let's try to set the CDI. So we have direct track 097 magnetic. I want to set our arrow to the same value. So that is 095 here on the mark, and 2 clicks. So that's where we are going, and that's now the green is where we are pointed at. Now when I need to disengage the nav mode, I can simply go to the heading mode and we'll be fine. Okay. I'll make the music a bit louder. It's somewhat quiet today. I will make this even quieter for me. I think it's okay for you as far as I can tell. Let's get the music. Yeah. Please enjoy the music. I absolutely love it. I think I'm playing it all the time now, and it's here to stay. This is, let me show you in the chat. This is Japanese Lo-Fi Radio by Lo-Fi Geek, very nice. Switzerland has such amazing landscape and location. You know what's funny? Foreigners, tourists know that has seen more Switzerland than Swiss themselves. Oh, that's quite possible. I can say the same about myself and my country. I haven't been all over the place. Sometimes I feel like an idiot when tourists know better my country than me. It is what it is. I also don't go to the museums in my city, and there's plenty, but tourists go there all the time. So it's definitely a different feeling when you're a local or a tourist. Okay, so have last glimpse of the mountains, and then we'll be leaving the mountain area. There's actually one other high peak here, which is called Śnieżnik, and there's another city here in the niche between the mountains. So this one's like a small mountain. It's pretty distinct when you see it from distance. There's also more mountains on the Czech side, but they are now obscured by the clouds. Let's have a look. So that is where we departed from. I think the airfield is somewhere over here. Here are the mountains that I showed you. Basically that's it. Here is the mountain that we overflew on our first leg. That's a nice one. And these mountains, they host a lot of interesting stories and infrastructure from the World War II times. You can actually go to those underground caves where there's some industry things and whatnot. It's all a bit of a mystery. I've been there and it's amazing. But it's not a very funny story. It's rather a bit sad. There you go. So last mountains are here. As soon as we leave this, there will be just some hills over there, but we'll not be overflying in the mountains today. On the next legs, I think we'll head to some mountains to the south, which may or may not be visible right now over there. That's it. Let's have a look how long it will take. I like those fields on the Garmin here. They can give you a lot of interesting information. So we have direct track where we should be going, our track 0907, which is the same one, distance 110 miles, and ET, estimated tunnel en route, 37-ish minutes, and ground speed 174 knots, which is great. We are doing 106 knots indicated. Our power setting is 3325. I think this is somewhat okay. And we have 20 gallons of fuel in each tank, so that's great. Dirty Phoenix, thank you for the ride. Very nice to see you here again. Welcome. What flights have you done today? Tell me all about it, as we now have a bit of downtime. Let me show you what we're doing. Great, PhD is here. Welcome. The ride has landed. Play neutral. Welcome. So we're doing. Have you been on charge all the time? I hope not. So we are doing our next leg from Jelenia Góra to Katowice in Poland. I zoom out, you should see where in the world we are. That's the place. It's a bit of a long leg. We just had a tour here over the mountains, and now we're continue direct our destination. That's another leg of my VFR tour around Poland. Next we'll be flying south into the mountains. I think we'll take Wilga for that bit. And we are just leaving the mountainous area. And we'll get straight to our destination. I see we'll be overflying these 3 lakes, which is a cascade. So there is a river and each one is a bit lower with the dams creating those lakes. I think at least one, probably more, are artificial lakes. Maybe even all of them. I'm not exactly sure. That's what we are doing. No, let's try again. Now it's the Navigraph. When I zoom out, that's where in the world we are. We're flying here in Poland we're on the southern west part. We're flying from Jelenia Góra to Katowice. We've overflew those mountains I showed you around. We're just leaving the mountainous area. We'll overfly those 3 lakes, which are, I think, artificial lakes. And we'll get to this city in the industrial area, which is pretty interesting. And then in the coming streams we'll go down south to the mountains, and I think we'll take a Wilga for this part. Dirt Phoenix flew from Brazzaville, Republic of the Congo to Libreville, Gabon. Wow, awesome, I've never been there, sounds interesting. Flight was good, approach was kinda bored, lol. What plane did you fly though, and how far is it? If anything is off on the stream, please let me know. If audio levels are not okay, or I'm covering something, please shout. You can also use blurbs and sound alerts to wake me up if I'm doing anything wrong. Okay, let me have a look. Here's where we're going. I'll leave this for me at this scale setting. Let's have a look outside. I think the music is okay. I'll make it slightly quieter, at least for me. Sim should be fine. Flew the Beechcraft D18. Which one is that? That was something like 340 nautical miles. Okay, so that's something. I don't remember exactly. Nice, very nice. What happened at the approach? So, well, Borkert approach, our specialty, happens every now and then. Let's zoom out so we can see our destination. Yeah, that is possible. So we say our destination. I think there's no one on TCAS. You can always join and fly along. We are on the Europe North server. So here's our server from the ATC bot, and we are flying Piper Seneca 5, which is pretty cool aircraft. I miscalculated how long it would take to descend. Oh, that happens all the time. And then having to dive bomb the runway. Well, can always go around or do some holding, but I know the feeling. You're too high, realize it too late, and well, it goes pretty crazy from there on. That's what happens to all of us. Okay. See why a wild Mustang appeared here in the distance. Let's have a look around. I was also super slow half of the time. Had to dive to get speed back up. Oh dear, but no. Practice makes perfect. Okay, that's the mountain we overflew on our first leg. Look if there's anything more interesting here. There's one town with a mine that's digging granite. Let me find it on the charts. This one, the city of Strzelin. There's a granite mine over there. I overflew it in real life one. I think it's here. It looks amazing. So it should be 40 degrees to our left right now. Well, Let's have one more look. So here's the one, here's the one. We're here. Okay. Soundtrack 78, welcome, welcome. The Piety and the Stallhorn Conqueror, you should nose down. I see. Interesting. Okay. Here's the one, here's the road. So the one with the mine should be somewhere over there. I think it may be there, so that's why I do not see. There's the city of Nessa, I believe, which has the same name as the car that was produced there back in the day. And here are the three lakes, the cascade. Let me find the car and show you around. The car is named after the city because it was produced there. It is an interesting one. Looking for the Wikipedia entry and almost have it. Let me check if there's English one. There is, perfect. So that's the one. It's pretty iconic. There's still some of them driving around as basic museum cars, and you see there are a few variants. That's the one. I actually was a passenger of one of them 1 or 2 times in my life. But that's a pretty old one. You see it was production from 58 to 94. There you go. The 18 is also known as Twin Beach. Oh, that's the old timer. Now I know which one. Vintage J cargo plane for 30s. Yay! Milk-on vibes. Yes, pretty much it. I think we might have gotten a milk from them. So here I think is the city with the mine, with the granite mine. Is that about right? No, I think that's not right. Let me cross-check. So it should... Okay, we saw that one, so it should be on the left in the distance. Somewhere over there. Okay, it's too far to render. I think it's here. And the 3 lakes, so that's a cascade. I think these are artificial lakes. They look more lake-like in real life, I believe. We can actually have a look on the Google Maps. Or maybe these are the 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these are the 3. 1, 2, 3. As far as I know, they're on the river. Maybe all of them are artificial. And they're used for some and other purposes. And we are getting into the flatlands, which is always super boring for me, unless I have to do VFR navigation and try to find everything I see on the chart and see it out the window. So why don't we do that exercise? Also, we're flying on autopilot with the GPS. We can always do that, no problem whatsoever. Let's get outside and have a look. Oh, look at these wind farms. The wind farms come from Willow VFR from Flight Sim.to. I will need to find a link for you next time because it's a nice package. I love flying with it because it gives all these obstacles that you can also see on the charts. So I told you it's always a good idea to orient your chart track up, because I know it should be able to comprehend it when it's upside down, but when things get real, everyone gets lost, myself included, or maybe I'm the first one to get lost when the chart is upside down. So that's what's going on there. Let me turn it around nicely. Cool. So okay, that's the first lake that I saw that looked not very lake-like. Here's the other one. Actually has this thing in the middle here. Then there's the second one and the third one. Oh no, and it was not the town. We overflew other town. The town with the car is this one, so we will still get there. My bad. So the current town, Nysa. Yeah, we'll just get there. So let's have a look. It should be then there. That's the big one. Okay, I got mistaken there. We see those wind turbines over here. They're actually on the Navigraph charts. So I love this about the VFR flight. Now the wind turbines are a bit hit or miss because, as you can see, they're not always represented very well on the chart. So I'm always trying to be careful with that. You see the lake, Otmuchów city, another lake, and the Nysa city. Then we'll have another big city on the left, one more lake, and then we get to the huge agglomeration, which is an industrial area with a lot of mines. There's the international airport over here where we're not going. We are going to the small airfield in the city, in the town, but it has a concrete runway. Look, I'm going to take a nap. Have a great flight. No problem. Enjoy your nap, and yeah, I think the flight will be uneventful. And we'll land, I think we'll do a traffic pattern and land on 23 right. And then we'll taxi here to the hangars. I think what you do in real life is you leave here, you exit here, and there is actual taxiway like in this area. I think it's not marked here. Maybe this has changed recently, but when I have been there, we just taxi straight from the hangar over here. There was a grass taxiway, and we got onto the runway and then backtracked. So that's the idea. And there is right-hand traffic pattern. That's nice to know. Let's have a look at the traffic pattern here. It's not depicted. Okay. All right. We'll be overflying one more airfield here in Gliwice. I'll try to spot it when we're overflying it. It's also a grass airfield, so they're not always very easy to see from the aircraft. Okay, the city is loading in, the autogen is somewhat okay here. We have the lake, and we can still enjoy the mountains on our right hand side. And a ton of power turbines. Now from the distance it can be hard to tell which mountain is which one. And also some of them are over the border, so I know them a bit less than the others. Let's have a look. One of them is the highest mountain in the entire range. Anurk, the BK line is back. Welcome back. Welcome. I'll show you what happened when we were off. Don't exactly remember when you left, but at our first destination we took off, did a loop around the mountains. We show everything that we enjoyed earlier in the drone. I also showed you this airfield here that's used or was used for gliders, and where the Grunau baby comes from. It's actually on top of the mountain, so this is pretty interesting. And we have left the mountainous area and we're on our way. We are just overflying these three lakes and the city of Nysa, which is where this little car was born, and it bears the same name. So there you go. We are using GPS, so I'm not trying not to stress out today. We are in nav mode, 6,500 feet, and we have what, 66 miles to go. I can zoom in a bit now. Yeah, I think this is fine, so we can see destination. And that's about it. Some small crosswind from the left. And we are over the flatlands, so not too much to catch the eye on. Thanks for catching me up. No problem. I always like doing some review. It's also beneficial for me. And we have a lot of mountains here. I have a hard time recognizing which is which. One of them should be the highest. I think that's the one. So the highest mountain in this whole big range is on the Czech side, and there is a huge radio tower on top of it, and I've been there riding a bike. It's a really nice place to go to. Let's try to find it on charts. We're looking to the right, and yeah, that's the one. It has this tower. Exactly. So what we used to do with our friends, we left the car here in this town, and then you can take the bike and go here. This road is closed for most cars, I believe. So you can just get your bike on this nice asphalt road, go all the way up and have a look, and then we just go to some more regular mountain route, and we have a trip around somewhere here, go to this place, and then we go back here, and back to where we started. That's around 50 kilometers. It's a pretty nice trip and very nice area in the Czech mountain, and that's actually the highest point in the whole mountain area over here. If I put this north up, in Poland we have those mountains over here, and then another one over here, like as the big mountain ranges go. And the highest peak of this one is the one in the Czech, this one. So we shall be seeing it's somewhere on the right, somewhere behind us. Let's try to find it. I'll again put this track up so that we can see better what is where. And when we look to our right and slightly behind, I think that's the one that looks like the highest mountain to me. Also, it's a very prominent one, and there is this huge radio tower on top. I'll try to find it for you, because it looks pretty amazing. Let me remember the name actually. Huh. I remember. Found it. I'll show you in a second. Okay. So there you go. It's called Pradet or Pradet. It's the highest. What does it say? Okay. Never mind. That's what it looks like. It's very prominent and has this absolutely huge radio tower on top of it. It's just huge. It's a really nice place. When we go back, there should be some more pictures here. Let's have a look then. Okay, haven't seen those. That's how it looks from the distance. And again from the distance. So it is somewhat prominent, maybe not extremely prominent. Let's try to catch up with the seam. So it's either that one or that one. I cannot really tell for sure. My bet is on the one here. And there's also the English website. Let's have a look. It has some different pictures. Wait. We need to go to the English one. There's some aerial view. And the radio tower on some old photo. That's during the construction. Amazing. We'll look also the Czech, if there is one. No, there isn't. How come? This cannot be. Now I got it. Here's the radio tower again. And that's it. Let's try to find it again. I somewhat really want to know where it is. It's unfortunate it doesn't show any elevations for us. I mean the terrain contours. So here's the one. Here's another one. Okay, so this one is way more prominent. and the one with the radio tower is slightly less prominent. Got it. So I think this is the one with the radio tower, and this might be Śnieżnik, in actually on border again between Poland and Czechia. I think this is the case. I'll show you the other one as well. That is the other one, and as far as I remember, it's way more prominent. That doesn't look very prominent from here. There's also these ruins of the viewing tower here, but I think there has been one actually constructed over there, but I haven't been there since. Let's see if we have any other pictures. Yeah, so if you compare that, it's slightly left of the previous one with the radio tower, which is somewhere over here. So I think that's matching with what we are seeing. And we are now doing this long leg here. So this is the chart of our Poland trip. We today did this short leg, and now we are doing the longer leg to Katowice. And we are somewhere over here right now. Okay, anything you need to know? We have the Discord server where you can join and post your screenshots. I also try always to post some of my screenshots after the flight. Thank you for watching, and maybe did some quick review. I actually reviewed our last landings there, so the Discord link is over here. You are very welcome to join. And on our destination, we also have a custom scenery from Siop. That's the last one in the links. Echo Papa Kilo Mike. So we'll see how it looks like. I actually haven't checked before. And have we forgotten the landing lights? Yes. And the fuel pumps. Oh no, oh no. Should have done this after takeoff, but I was so excited that we managed to take off without hitting anything that I forget. Let's close the cowl flaps. Hit the prop sync. Better late than never. And I see there's a lot of aircrafts over there. Nice. Noise close. Okay, let's maybe leave the nameplate so we have some more company. Let's have a look around if there's any more interesting terrain coming up. We see a river over there. We see another set of mountains, which we'll be going to in the coming sprints, coming streams sooner or later, because that's where our trip leads us to. Weather looks okay where we are flying to. And there's one lake over there. Let's have a look. Another lake over here. And there also should be a city somewhere in this spot. Let's have a look at the Navigraph chart. Where are we? We're upside down. So, there's this big city. There's also a power plant that's very visible when you're flying, and the lake that we just saw, basically on our left-hand side. Let's double check that. There's the lake on our left-hand side, and there should be the city somewhere in this area. Okay. We have the channel points now. I still haven't added anything to redeem them for, but you can start collecting. I will find something interesting to do with the channel points. And it's getting pretty dark there. For some reason, I think the clouds are getting thicker. We are on the live weather, but we are not on the live time. I wanted to fly during the day, but because it's winter, we had to roll back the clock. So we're on the live weather, but the time is currently 1 PM local. And Great, there's a river here, and what you are seeing, here's the port, and there is an artificial canal built here between two rivers, as far as I remember. Let me show you that then on the chart. So here's the city where we're flying, Kędzierzyn-Koźle, and there is the city port somewhere that we just saw, and there's the canal which basically goes all over here to Gliwice, when there's another port, I believe. And here the agglomeration starts. That's a huge, very densely populated area. It's an industrial area, mostly with the mines, but today this changed, and there's also sort of different things over there. And next we'll be flying south towards the mountains in the coming streams. So that's the mountains that we can see already on our right hand side. Reset this and I'll show you the view. So there are the mountains, we'll be flying there soon-ish. And here's the canal. Okay, we're getting closer. So let's review our Garmin and see how close we are. 32 miles. Let me zoom in. Now, when we want to descend, let me try to think about it. 3-degree descent. This will be 750 feet per minute, give or take. And 1 in 30 rule. I'm saying this right? 3 per 10 rule. So for every 10 miles we need 3,000 feet. So we need 6,000 feet for us. So we should be able to start descending somewhere around now. But we also want to have a quick look around the city. Let's see how this works. Okay, I did the math wrong. So 3,000 feet per 10 miles. So we have to lose what, 6,000 feet? Actually, maybe slightly less. Let's check our elevations. So if you go to the charts and go to our arrival here in the information, what we'll see: open airport, elevation, general. It's not here. Not here either. Or did I miss it? Longest runway elevation, 900 feet. Okay, so let me include this in our calcs. 900 feet. So we have 5,500 to lose to get on the airfield. We want our traffic pattern altitude at 1,000, so we need to go to 2,000. So that's 4.5 to lose. So this will be 15 miles then. 10 miles for the 3,000, another 5 miles for the 1,500. That's the idea. Great. See another set of lakes here. That's where the canal is going, I believe. And the agglomeration should be starting right behind those lakes. But because it's somewhat dark, we cannot see it very distinctly. And I can already see when we resume this trip around Poland, one of the future sprints, our next destination is right behind this lake here in the distance. That's the next place we'll be going to, here right to the mountains. So I think we'll take the Wilga, fly very low, and I'll show you around those mountains. It's also pretty interesting. The next hop, there's an actual mountain airfield in between those mountains. So you land uphill, you can land one direction, take off the other direction. It's not on the top of the mountain, it's somewhat in the valley, but it's a very interesting place, so you'll see it sometime in the future. And then from there we will press on into the mountains to show you the highest peaks in Poland. Once we visit that, we'll go back to Kraków, which is somewhere over there. But that's planned for the future. You can already see the populated area and a lot of industry buildings, I hope. They should be from the VFR pack. How do you determine when you need to descend? I'm not sure I understood you how to figure it out. Okay, let me show you. I will pick up one ILS chart and I'll show you'll see why in a moment. So let me go to airports, go to Echo Papa Whiskey Romeo. Airport of Kraków is real nice. Yes, it is. We'll go there. There's also the old airport with the museum. We'll also see that. Let's have a quick look at the city because it looks pretty nice at the moment. So we'll just overfly it and I'll descend. We'll see what we do. But I want to explain it to you. So when you have any arrival chart, let's take any ILS. What you know is the ILS has 3-degree descent path, and 3-degree is basically good for any aircraft. That's a nice descent angle. Here you can see that's 3-degree. So then what you know is that when you have a 3-degree descent path, for every 10 miles you need to have 3000 feet altitude. It's maybe not perfectly here because this one is a bit off. Let me find another one. I think Poznań has the right one. That's one way to remember. Like usually the final is somewhere around 3000 and usually it is 10 miles from the runway, which basically tells you that 3-degree descent path is 3000 miles, 3000 feet. I'm getting everything confused now. 3000 feet per 10 miles. So that's the rule you want to follow. It's 3 in 10. 3000 feet per 10 nautical miles or 3-degree descent. And that's how you do it. Now, I remember how to get those numbers, so even if I get all confused like today, I can still manage to do that. So now we can see this is a very industrial area, very sparsely populated. And that's the city of Katowice. So here's our destination, the airfield. Here's the railway station. This one is Spodek. This is a very interesting building. It's a arena for sports, concerts, events. I've been there many times. It's really nice. There's the highway that's going south. It's actually an express road towards where we will be going next time. And there's another lake, power plant and mines in the distance. That's the city of Rybnik. Our next destination will be Bielsko-Biała in one of the future streams. And there's one more power plant here. And there's a lot of mines all over the place and a lot of power plants. So that's what this area is known for. Of course, the industry changed a little bit, so today it is slightly different as far as what is going over here. Alright, so let's take a dive and land on our destination. I've just lost it. It was somewhere behind us. This aircraft so fast. Okay, let me try to find it. So there is this lake here and it is over there. So we need to go right over this crossing and then we'll find it. The engine decided to stop. Did it have any good reason to stop? Like sometimes a good reason is missing fuel. Or there can be all sorts of different reasons. Autopilot disengaged. Reduce the power. And let's do it in some interesting way. Let's try not to overspeed it. I have actually been flying out of the airfield we are landing at. I have been flying extra 330 for my UPRT training, Officer Prevention and Recovery Training, and it was absolutely fantastic. So we climbed to flight level 80, I believe, and then we did all sorts of exercises, very high, so it's safe. And that was it. Now, where's our airfield? It's just in front of us. Okay, so let's try to land there. We'll actually overfly it and see what this runway looks like, because some time ago it was under construction. Looks like that might be what it's showing right now. So let's make sure this is a good runway to land at. And here are the hangars where we'll taxi to. We'll taxi to this hangar, I believe. And this should be the runway. But if it's not great, we'll land on the grass. It looks like the scenery is from the time. Disregard the landing gear warning. I moved the throttle to idle, so you have to live with this blaring in your ears. Is the music okay or is it too loud? I'll make it just 2 clicks lower. Okay, so we will land. Let's take this runway. So this will be something like 27. So 27 is what I want to set. It seems a little loud. The music. Okay, thank you for letting me know. So I think this will be okay. Thank you. I'm reviewing the streams also after I finish to check how the audio levels look like and if it's good for me, but it's a bit of a hit or miss and it's actually hard to remember what the values should be. So that's why I'm trying to ask, but there's not always someone around to tell me. Throttle idle, reduce the speed, speed check, gear down, flaps 1, put the power back in. We want to keep 2000 feet, so we are already very low. It's fine. Prop forward, mixture forward. I forgot to keep the traffic pattern altitude over here. I like to drop gear early on in this aircraft because this allows me to fly slower. Normally we only do it on downwind, but this aircraft seems to be better when I do this early. Let's dial this into 270. Should be fine to go. Okay, I think the music is okay for you now, and I think the flight simulator is also just below the music, so we can hear the noises, but it's not messing up with the music. Is that right, or is that not true? I would be very glad for any insight of how it feels for you. And again, I'll review the stream, but I think it will take me 10 more streams to get those audio levels right. But we're getting there. Also the green screen shimmer, I think I got rid of it. We saw it on the previous streams. I don't hear the sim sounds. Okay. They're not super loud. I don't like the noise myself, so I'd rather heavy on the music and less sim sounds. Yeah, the sim sounds are not very exciting, so I'm trying not to keep them too loud for you. Oh boy. Have we lost the place? No, the place is over there. Okay, so after those holes, and we are looking to fly into the chimneys for our base leg. That's a good way to put it. No go to be on this leg, which is a bit hit or miss. Okay, 2 chimneys it is. Reduce the power. We need to start sinking. Flap 2. Okay, reduce the power even more. There are the chimneys. That's great. Let's have a look to the left. There's the airfield, and we can start turning final. Will be a bit short, so as soon as I see the runway, we'll be able to correct. Taxi light on, landing lights on, fuel pumps on. it's a bit of a mess. I was very happy I got all the actions streamlined, but no, it's a bit of a mess again. Okay, here's the runway. We can see those runway markings. Okay, let's take the one that's closer to us, so the one to the right. Flaps 3, that's flaps full. Final check, landing gear 3 green, prop forward, mixture forward. And here's the runway. Not the greatest approach, but we will get there. I'll try to land pretty short because there's not too much runway in front of us. And let's see how this works. Throttle idle, slowly, gently pushing it back. Boom, there we go. Step gently on the brakes. Flaps up. Oof, that scared me. I'm also pulling the yoke back. We have stopped, so landing light off, strobes on into the beacon, fuel pumps off, and let's taxi. I'm just adding left power to help us with the turn. Let's see those hangars. Let me have a look around. So we want to actually go this hangar, I believe. And that's our destination. So far so good. Nothing bad happened on our way. We will have a look around the city with the drone, I believe. I'm slightly confused about missing the hangars. It's a bit odd. Let's have a look at the Navi graph as well. I'll just stop here. Getting out of this chart. Oh boy, that's the wrong airfield. How did this happen? But we even saw the right one. So everything. Amazing. That's a first. Alright then. Oops. How did you manage to do that? I saw this round structure that convinced we were at the right place, but apparently whatever I was telling you was not true. So the railway station was in Gliwice, and I have no clue what the run structure was, but because I'll show you what I thought it was, and then we'll find it again. Just a sec. Cool, I didn't expect this turn of events, but well, no, it's not a problem that cannot be fixed. Unless we turn around and did something wrong on our way in. You're just showing us some more scenery up close. Yes, exactly. No. Sometimes it happens, but you know, the VFR airfields are so hard to spot, and this one had the runway, so I was pretty convinced we were in the right place, and I thought I saw this structure. It's a very distinct structure, as you can see, and I was pretty sure I saw it, but maybe saw something else. So that's a place, that's a hall for sport and other events. You can go to concerts, even gaming events were there. I've been there on a gaming event. Okay, that means one thing, we need to take off and go there. It's actually very close. Huh, I'm still a bit puzzled how this happened, but not cry about it. Take off and go there again. So need to go back to the beginning of the runway. Landing lights on, strobe lights on, fuel pumps on. My TV is about to turn on. Okay, that's under control. Flaps 1. Check flaps 1. Let's take off again. Now whenever we taxi, it's almost impossible to see where the runways are. Let's have a look. Let's have a look again at the Navigraph charts. Yeah, we're somewhat on the end of the runway. We'll just take this 28110. And seems there's a concrete runway built here that I didn't know about. That's what got me all confused. Cool. Short with takeoff, so maybe flaps too. I am saying flaps 1 and 2, they actually have a degree name, but I like the Airbus names. 1 and 2 is just easy to remember. So let's go. Make your prayers, we should be able to take off before those trees. 226, I believe. Okay, full power. We're looking for manifold pressure to be still in the green. So that's in the green. The prop in the red, that's an issue with the Microsoft Flight Simulator, I believe. Props never do that in real life, as far as I'm aware. And we are off. Well, it's just about time. Positive climb, gear up, we're above blue line, flaps up to 1. Let's go. Reduce power 35, 25. Laps up. Taxi light off, landing light off, fuel pumps off. Totally forgot about the prop thing, but it seems to have turned off on itself. So there we go. One unexpected lag. It's pretty cool. Let me think. It's not the thing. This city that we landed in has a very interesting radio tower from, well, it's before the World War II era. It was a radio tower. It's made of wood and actually had something about the start of the World War II. Some rogue transmission being made there. Let's maybe have a look at it. I don't know if it will be here. It's on the north side, somewhere over here. So I think, yeah, there we go. It's not what it looks like. It's a wooden tower. It's pretty nice, actually. Let me try to find it on Wikipedia to show to you. Don't worry about plane looking into the sky. And that's the one. That's the radio station. Bryson just raided channel 10. Hey Bryson, thank you for the raid. Very nice to see you. You are just completing our VFR flight. I was just showing this tower. I've been there in real life. It's a wooden radio tower from World War II era. It's pretty fascinating. And you won't believe what happened. We landed on the wrong airfield. So what happened, we landed here instead of landing here. For some reason looked very similar to me, and we saw one structure that's very, very distinct, and I believed I know where I am, but it turns out it wasn't. Spud Streams, yo, very nice to see you. So we saw something that looked like this structure, but it turned out it wasn't. So we are on the lookout. Here's the highway, so there's nothing we can miss, and our destination, the actual one. What happened here? Thank you for the follow, Spud Stream. Very nice to see you. So our destination should be somewhere over there. That also explains the lack of the scenery. Let's jump outside and have a look around. I'll just level this plane off with the autopilot. This should be easy enough. Autopilot on, alt 4.5, that's okay. I will just leave it in this mode. Oh, let's go to heading so we can easily turn it later on. I'll be right back, gonna have to sort out one thing, no problem. We are waiting here for you. Let's have a look. Here's the highway. Here's all of the agglomeration. Our destination should be somewhere. I think it's there. looks more like it. We have the flight recorder on Volanta, so I want to have a look there and see what happened, where we were actually. So here's our Volanta, here's our first landing, minus 61. So we never went that far as far as I thought, so I thought we were here, but we never went there. So the run structure must have been something else, and that got me totally confused, which is super funny. Also, this highway here is a fairly new one, so I didn't think about it. But yeah, that's the highway that we saw, not the one we should have seen, so I got confused there. Cool. That's an interesting turn of events. Right there. So the area is much bigger than I anticipated, and it takes quite a while to overfly it. Let's check this power setting. So let's go 33, 24. This should be about right. Okay, so here's the airfield where we want to land. Let's check the runways. So when we go to Navigraph, the runways are 23. 23 is where we are planning to land, and left-hand traffic pattern. Alright. There's a lot of big buildings here. There's also the park and the zoo. That's a very nice area. And there are also some iconic buildings. I think these are the ones. They have very distinct shapes. And it looks like Autogen is doing that about right. So from the top they look like a star, but they're being called corn. Well, just corn. What would the area that happened? I assumed it's an unmanned airfield. There's a lot of traffic going on. I think first of all I wouldn't make that mistake, because I would say it's the wrong one. But well, if you land, the biggest concern is hitting anyone, because you're not on the radio, so hitting someone would be a big deal. So that's the worst that can happen. Then you just get out, you see you're in the wrong place, you get onto the right radio, talk to them, Iceman 323, hey, welcome, welcome, and hey Dryson. That's where we were planning to land. Just talk to the people on the ground, explain what happened, see if there's any problem or any paperwork you need to do, probably there isn't, and be on your way to your actual destination. Because it's a VFR field, it's not a big deal. So that's where I flew the extra, that's the hangar. These are the legs, and that looks more like it. And our runt building is here. I do not have the scenery for it, but it is over there. So somehow I got mistaken by the scenery. Yeah, pretty amazing. Alright. And there's also a huge power plant over there. Cool, that's interesting. So let's get back in and let's do the landing. I actually did the thing here. So disengage the autopilot. And we'll try to do a straight in. Power idle. Disregard the gear warning for now. It's intended. Taxi light on, landing light on, fuel pumps on. Prop forward, mixture forward. Okay, that's okay. Try not to overspeed the aircraft. Let's see, it should be somewhere. There it is. Okay, I'll add some power so it's not blaring in your ears, but you have to live with this. Look who's there! The first follower, the man, the myth, the legend. 10 minutes until landing, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome! And I have this for you. Hey, very nice to see you here. Welcome back. We arrived at the wrong destination, so we're just correcting this and getting to the correct destination. I need to slow down, put the gear down and flaps down. Check that VK line. Yeah. Gear down. Flaps 1, 2, 3. We are very high, so we need the flaps to correct that. And final check. Landing green, 3 green, prop forward, mixture forward. We can start adding some power. I will trim back. What a lovely specimen. Well, we have a lot of lovely people here in the chat talking to me all the time. So we had an interesting trip, and yeah, we are final landing at the correct destination, which is great. I have been here in real life, flew the extra 330 for my UPRT training. It is a fun aircraft to fly. And also, I have outdone myself on the intro today. I played 2 instruments, the guitar and the bass. Of course, with the help of a looper, the guitar was looped. And there's the little heart painted over there. Love Katowice. So that's a nice touch. Let's just get over here, power idle. Just getting over the zebra or the piano keys. And boom, here we are. Just gently step on the brakes. This runway actually has two different pavements. So this part is older and a little more bumpy. Flaps up, and the earlier part is asphalt, so that is a bit nicer. Butter, yes, I hope so. Actually, I reviewed our last Sydney flight, and we had all landings around 50 feet per minute, so or even less. So that was total butter. I totally didn't expect that. Fuel pumps off. We need everything else for now, as long as we're on the runway. There is the taxiway to the left here, so we'll go over there. One question, did you see any ads during the stream? I think I disabled the ads, so you shouldn't have seen any. Is that the case? I totally forgot to look at the timer. I'm still trying to get below 200, and that's in GA. Yeah, it's fine, those J planes are hard to feel. I have not seen any ads, I think. That's great. Perfect, thank you for the info. And we are here. That's the hangar where the extra lives. Am I right? Yes, I think I'm right. That's the one where the extra lives. No ads. Perfect. Thank you. I forgot to ask earlier. You can also start collecting your challenge points. You will use them later, but I still need to decide what we can do about them. And we'll do some polls in the future, but today I have been given so many new tools. I just try to keep this in check. You're getting... The VK line, you're getting so much better, so yes. You're in the 300s as far as the touchdown go. Hot tap stream. Who knows? SS F15 did the hot tap stream. That is the realm of possibility now. Let's just shut down this direction. Parking brake set. I forgot the things after leaving the runway. Taxi lights off. Okay, let's do it. Landing lights off. And transponder standby. Taxi lights off, and we can shut down the engine. So for that, what do we need? Radius off. Pitot hit. Pitot hit off. Radius off. Autopilot master is off. Cowl flaps are closed. Alternators off. That's okay. Oh, got the strobe light, so let's go to the beacon. And shut down the engine with mixture. Magnetos off. It's very important to remember the magnetos, otherwise someone might be able to start the engine just by touching the probe, which is something you definitely don't want to do. Beacon off, nav lights off, and we are done for the day. Battery master off. Let's open the door for you. It's also the back door. Passenger, also known as passenger door. And here we are. Woohoo! Welcome to Katowice. We did it! That's just great. have the thunder. Okay, it went pretty nice, everything. Let's review our flight. So, we are ultimately in the correct destination. No, not in Gliwice. Where's the slide? That's a boring exit. Well, I think we have to get a bigger aircraft. But, actually, I don't know if you have boarded a plane like this, but it's not so easy. Because when you can only walk on this black area. I would not step on the flap though, so just step on the wing part. And when you're walking out, first you need to keep your balance, so what I do, and you need to crawl out of this place. So what I do is just step on the seat gently, but I step on it, get on the wing, keep one of my hands here on the border of the door, and slowly walk down this black area. Now, when you're getting into the plane, it's a good idea to remember what the step is, because from here you will probably not be able to see the step where you should step on. So what I do is I walk here, my front to the aircraft, and I just feel the step with my left foot. I step on it, make sure it's a good step, I won't slip, and then I gently get my other foot to the ground while still holding the door. And I know it sounds super complicated for this, but really it is possible to sleep there and damage yourself or the aircraft. Yeah, it is somewhat difficult, but most of the planes have it like this, so there's a step here in the back or in the front, depends on the plane. Yeah, OnlyFans hot test stream. I don't know what crazy things we'll come up with in the future for streams. We are just getting started, so we'll see. But yeah, the procedure I told you, that's how I do it. When I get in, I just put my left foot here, I grab this with my hand, get the other foot here, walk, put my foot on the seat and crawl in. And the other way around is very similar. Remember to keep your body towards the plane, because then it's easier to keep balance. You can always keep your right hand here. Feel the step with your foot, because you will most likely not be able to see it. And then gently walk down. Take your time. No one is rushing you. Even if someone is, just take your time. It's better to take your time than to sleep and hit yourself on the head. All right. Whoa. A bit too close. I'm trying to look for some nice angle that we'll need later. Oh, the windsock is popping in and out. I think that's pretty cool, and let's have a look around. So it's not really that much distance between step and wing, it just looks that way due to perspective. No, it's not that much distance. You can see now, right? Just imagine your head when you're standing here, like your head is somewhere over here and you have to hold yourself. It's not a very comfortable position, so there might be something in your view, like this might be obscuring the step. Maybe your head is too close, and then it's a step on... It's just not a great... Even your leg will be obscuring the view, so it's always easier to try to feel it with your foot than to look for it. And whenever you're getting in the plane, just look at it first, remember where it feels. So when you step here, just remember where it is, so it's easier to find it. So that's how it is. Hope it makes sense. Enter through the back door. There's not always any, that's the first thing. And the second thing is, if you want to fly in front, you will probably not be able to crawl in here between the seats without damaging anything. So you are still more likely to be using the front door. That's the way it is. But remember, whenever you do it for the first time, or any time for that matter, just take your time, take it easy, and you'll be just fine. On my old Salzburg, amazing. Salzburg is great, I love that approach. So here's our drone camera, and let's see what's around. Here's the Aero Club building, so it's actually somewhat similar. I have been here, and there's a restaurant. So I had my UPRT-30 in this building, and then the extra lives here, so we flew out of here. There's some more hangars, and let's have a look. There's the city. here are those distinct buildings in a corn shape, or maybe it's easier for you English speaking people when I just tell you it's similar to a star when you look from the top. I believe there are somewhat similar buildings in Chicago, but that may or may not be the case. And we do not have any scenery for this area, so this will look very off. Now this is the building that I thought I saw before, but I actually didn't. So let me show you this one in real life. Ready, steady, go. That's the one. It's pretty amazing. It's an event hall, so there can be concerts, sports events, or other events. I was actually there on concerts and on the ESL gaming for StarCraft. I viewed the StarCraft on the main stage there. I loved it. So that's the one. There is a scenery for it, but I don't have it at the moment. Other than that, it's pretty much autogen. And somehow we earlier saw a round building and I thought that was it. It wasn't. Told them a million times already. That's pretty much it. There are some high buildings, a railway station, and this is not one city. These are many cities just glued one to another. And there is one area with the amusement park and the zoo. I think it's somewhere over there. No, I think that's the one. So here's the stadium. Let me think. It's not the one. That's the one. Here's the stadium. Stadium again is football or concerts or events. And there is amusement park and a zoo all over here. So I think this forest area, part of it is a zoo, like over here, and part of it is just a forest and park. That's pretty much all I know about the place. I've been to some more areas here, but these are the most famous ones. And when we'll be continuing our trip in the future, we'll go south to those mountains. We'll overfly this lake and go to those mountains where I used to live in the past. I'll show you around. We'll take a Vilga and we'll go also to the mountain airport over airstrip in between the mountains here. But that's still in the future. Any questions? Please let me know. I hope this was interesting and you had a chance to see something or learn something. That stadium hosted IEM Katowice before, yeah? IEM Katowice, that's where I was, exactly. I was 2 times, I think, and I've been watching StarCraft on IEM Katowice. And this arena, this one is just great for this. It's pretty old, but I really like it. It's a nice place for this kind of events. Ryzen is back. Ryzen landed in the right destination. In the end, I showed you very quickly around the city. We don't have the scenery for this thing, but that's a very interesting building in the city. That's an area that hosts sport events, other events, concerts, and IEM Katowice, where I have been to watching StarCraft 2 times, I believe. It's a pretty nice one. It's called Spodek, which means saucer, as in flying saucer. I think you know why. Vex, that building looks amazing. Yeah, it looks. Welcome back, Overworld. Nice to see you. It is pretty amazing. It's really cool. All right, let's play. It's time to play. I'll get my instruments back. Remember, I have 2 instruments now and the looper. So give me a second. I'll set everything up. I'll keep the camera on so you'll see me doing crazy things. First, I lean to unlock my caster wheels so I can slide back. Is the music level okay now? Because I'm still trying to find the sweet spot. I think this is about okay as far as it goes. I like to keep the sim levels a bit low so I'm not killing your ears. Music's good, yeah. Okay, thank you. I will kill the mic and get my things set up. I don't want to hit the mic and make you go to the ear store to buy new ears. Perfect. So give me a second and I'll be right to it. Dryson, how was your flight? What did you do today? I loved flying the other day. It was fantastic. Let's go. Flight was good until the end. Someone decided to stream, snipe, and troll. Is that even possible? So had to use wall up. That's why I had to leave and come back to sort out some video evidence. Wow, I've never did the wall up actually, so I'm still not sure what that does. I think it lets you talk to the supervisor. I actually wanted to fly in VFR today, but the controller said there's some problem with my flight plan, and I already had too many things to do, so I figured we'll just fly offline, and I'll get in touch with him later and try to figure out what the problem is. It seems in every country there are some slightly different rules, and when you're hopping all over the place on VFR, you can get in this kind of trouble. So I'll see what that's about. I'm actually very curious, and we'll see. I accidentally spotted range control, which is a French Alps. First time doing French phraseology. Whoa. In French, did you? Rise and Sun Troll should miss that. First time I had to use wall up as well. Well, they were super quick and nice, so it was good. Whoa. Whoa. That's a scary story. Okay, almost there. The chirps go in. If you hear the birds, it's from me. It's not at your place. I think I got someone scared earlier today. The music is stopped and we are ready to go. I don't know how to play VFR in the US, no idea how it works anywhere else. Yeah, even for the VFR plans, the controllers sometimes expect very specific things, and sometimes you can get it wrong if you do not read their docs, which I didn't. And I need to find out what the problem was, and we can fix it later. Let's start the drums. The drums come from the looper, so it should work. I will start them for no, I need to start them for you as well. Let's try to keep it quiet for now. Okay, drums are in. I will mute my mic so I do not do too much sounds, and I'll get the guitar. I'll loop the guitar, and then over that I'll play the bass. That should be exactly the same thing I played on the beginning, on the intro. I think I have outdone myself today. Took me quite a while to set up, but I think it's working great. Let's see now if the music is too loud, killing your ears or anything. I think it's about right, but well, I might be wrong, so please let me know. Sounds okay, thank you. So here's the Ibanez. I'm not Ibanez player 200, but we'll be playing the Ibanez. That's what we're doing. Glad to have code the end. Yeah, there you go. I'll try to keep the mic on. If I see any sounds coming through, I'll just kill it. I'll make it a bit slower. Bear with me. I think that should be okay. I just have the tab button that can adjust the tempo. Look, ma, no hands, and it works. It's looped on the looper. Now I can pick up the bass and play on top of it. Let me know if it sounds right, if it's too loud or anything. I think it's okay. It's pretty loud, but should be fine. It sounds a little out of tune because I pressed my fingers too hard and the strings got expanded. So fix next time. Alright, I think that's it. Hope you like it. Of course, I'm not a professional musician, but I can stick a thing or two together. It's pretty cool. Now we need to play the applause. Let's do that. At least level that comes from you. So maybe that's one thing we can do for the channel points, or you can always use the blur. Remember, we have the blur, so in the right hand of the stream, there's an extension that you can use. That's amazing, Vic. Thank you, Robert. It's pretty cool. I actually learned some theory instead of learning some songs, and I can put together something simple like that. Very, very easy. So if you don't know what happened there, I just played one chord on guitar, then another one, and then on bass you don't play chords, you play what's called arpeggios. It's just like chord, but you play one sound at a time. So on the guitar, you'll have a chord like this. But on the guitar, you just play it. You get the idea. I also got the emotes. The emotes are somewhat low effort because this all came much quicker than I expected. So I got the default ones from Twitch, but they're pretty cool. I will look for an artist and replace them with my custom emotes in the future, I think. But for now, you have those. I think they are pretty nice. They have the blue cat and the hearts and the hive, so that's pretty amazing. All right, I had a blast. We completed all I was expecting to do, even more. Oh, I opened the call flaps there. Let me close them. And we are ready for the raid. Have it fun. We visited some areas which are pretty nice. Did some mistakes here and there. But all in all, we arrived where we wanted to. So that's all nice. Let me find someone for the raid, unless you have some recommendations that I can follow. Thanks for the stream and the music. You're very welcome. I like them, kid. And adding the music I think is pretty cool. Of course, I'm not best at it, so it's maybe not greatest quality, but I think it's nice to showcase that anyone can do that. Alright, let me see who's up and we'll do the raid. I love doing the raids. Also, Nuts! Okay, it's settled. Nuts, get ready, we're coming. I need to actually tune in myself so I can see hear what he's saying. I've muted this for you, so it's not distracting or getting to the VOD. Chew is there. He doesn't have the camera because I think he has some trouble recently, but yeah, he's there. He's flying the, I don't know, looks like a Boeing to me from distance. And to the right. Thank you for coming. Next stream is on Thursday, 18 Zulu, as usual. You can always join the Discord. I will try to post a bit earlier what we want to do, so you can spawn in the plane and maybe load some scenery if there is any. So you are very welcome to join the Discord. You can also post some screenshots or ask me any questions. The link is in the chat. Shall need it. I will see you there. Now, okay, I think everything's ready. I have everything ready. The raid is on. There's still few of you. Say hi to Chewy. He's a very nice person and very entertaining streamer. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you for coming around. Thank you for sticking by. I had a blast. It's been great. Ready? Everyone ready? Ready? Let's go. See you next time. Bye, bye.